So it seems that trailer number 2 for Shinobi Striker has finally been officially released. I'll include a link for it in the description down below in case you haven't watched it, but today I'd like to go over 10 things that we learned from watching this trailer. We've speculated a lot over the last couple of weeks on this channel, so I'm happy to see that a lot of our theories were actually confirmed. My name is Globku. Let's look at what we learned. Number 10, all the announced characters now have confirmed classes. Also, all the character types have been properly translated. These seem to be the final localizations for each name. So on the attack type, we have Naruto, Kakashi, and Pain. On the range type, we have Sasuke, Itachi, and Conan. On the defense type, we only have Kasame, and on the heal type, we only have Sakura. Though besides these characters, there's also Shikamaru and Choji, who have also been announced. Shikamaru is a healing type, and that's weird, but okay. And Choji is a defensive type. That makes sense, yeah. Anyway, the trailer only shows the initial 8 characters, doesn't show Shikamaru or Choji, but it's good to see that we have some confirmations on the types of characters they are. On that topic, at number 9, it seems that the character types are mostly defined by the ninjutsu each character has, and we see a lot of the abilities play out in this trailer. In the past, we speculated how Kisame's shark ability would work, because we saw it spin around Kasame in the first trailer, but we didn't know what it would do afterwards, and turns out we were right. It shoots out after spinning. So it's good to see how all of those abilities work. I think the most surprising to me was Conan, because she does the Chikigami dance and then traps her enemy in a cocoon. And that just seems primed for some kick-ass combos. Moving on to number 8, almost all abilities have a cinematic camera when they're activated, and I think this is terrible for a competitive game like this one. I'll give you a very quick and simple example. Let's look at this clip with Kisame. He's attacking Naruto and Sasuke at the same time, and when he activates his shark ability, the camera pans around all cinematic, and when it returns to normal, you don't see Sasuke anymore. Where did he go? If the camera had stayed still, we could have seen where he ran off to and planned accordingly. Instead, it's just disorienting. I can only hope that this cinematic camera is optional. I hope we can disable it from the options menu. This seems like a terrible idea for a competitive game like Shinobi Striker. Number 7, we learned that every character can use the Substitution Jutsu, and that it seems to work pretty much like the Storm games. A character gets hit, they get to use a substitution to get out of a tough spot. We don't know how limited its use will be yet, but we see multiple characters use it, so it's fair to believe that everyone will be able to. We even see a water clone for Kisame, which could be just the way his substitution looks, just a visual change. It could also be a unique technique, like the water clone explosion, but we're speculating at that point. Number 6, we learned that Conan can fly, and this is a bigger deal than you might initially think. So far, all the characters had similar abilities in terms of movement. They could run around, they could run on walls, they could jump, dash in the air, all of that. But Conan flying means there's space for unique movement abilities. And the more unique you can make these characters, the better. Maybe Sasuke's kunai with a string is also unique to him. Maybe other characters can fly as well. Maybe Kisame will do great in levels with water. There's a lot of potential here, so I'm very happy to see this. And number 5, we finally see how barrier battle works, even if we still have a lot of questions. We can see characters capturing these pillars. So they bring down a barrier that's around the boss, and the boss shown in the trailer is Gamakichi. There's a moment where you can see a bubble around him, and that's what you're trying to bring down by capturing the pillars. After that, you can attack the boss while the other team is trying to defend. As for the questions I have, I don't know if there are 2 bosses and both teams are trying to attack each other's boss, or if there's only one boss and one team is always attacking and the other is always defending. But it's still good to see something for this game mode, which sounded kind of cryptic. And number 4, capture the flag. We kind of have the same questions. We don't know if there's only one flag or if there's 2 flags with a team attacking, the other defending. We don't know. We see a red flag, we also see a blue flag, but they're always being carried by the good guys, so these could be totally different matches. We don't know how it fully works yet. But what we did learn is that the flag carrier, the guy running away with the flag, he can get hit without dropping the flag. Which means getting the flag back is not gonna be an easy task. You might need to fully knock out the opponent to retrieve the flag, which probably means that capturing the flag in the first place won't be an easy task. If carrying the flag is so easy, they need to balance it in some way, and the first thing that comes to mind is you gotta make capturing the flag a bit harder. And number 3, we have some clarification for the missions, the co-op mode of Shinobi Striker. So in a previous video, we speculated about 4 different types of missions. Turns out all those words were just just bullet points for a single mission type, which is pretty much a boss fight. On top of that, the word collect or explore has been fully removed from the bottom of the screen. So yeah, as far as co-op goes, we're only getting one type, or at least they've only announced one type so far. But just because it's one type, that doesn't mean you only get one mission. So at number 2, we learned that there are at least 3 boss fights. We see Gamakichi, we see the Ninetales, and we see the One-Tailed Beast. These bosses seem to have very different mechanics. Granted, we don't see a lot of them, but from the little we see, their abilities are very different from one another. So even if we're only getting one mission type, we're getting different bosses, and there's always the possibility of adding more over time. And at number 1, we learned that there's AI Shinobi in the missions. While fighting Gamakichi, we can see a lot of AI ninjas around, and they look like Sen ninjas, weirdly enough. No one's protecting the One-Tailed Beast, but damn, the Sen seems to care a lot about what happens to Gamakichi. AI ninjas could imply a lot of things. First, we learned that boss fights may have more than just a boss for us to fight. There's all these other guys to deal with. But also, remember when we talked about the possibility of Itachi having a clone ability? For that to work, there needs to be AI ninja in the game. And it seems that there are. This could also potentially mean there will be bot matches, or even a training mode with a bunch of bots. It can mean a lot of things. And those were 10 things we learned from the second trailer of Shinobi Striker. But if you guys think you know everything there is to know about the first trailer, think again. Here are 10 things that I'm pretty sure you guys have missed. If you're in the mood to watch something else, you can always click this video right here, like the video if you enjoyed it, and as always, thank you very much for watching. My name's Glauku, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!